Alright, second round, and looks like a keep. Again, we're on the draw with a mulliganing opponent. And pretty good looking curve, I'd say. Alright, so one ring fumarole. I would guess red, blue control. Control seems to be very popular online at the moment. And also not great for this zombie deck, I would wager. Just because having to deal with a bunch of removal and card draw does not seem fun, or drawing fatal pushes is also not ideal. Alright, so we shall play a mummy. Also, having like binding mummy just be a bear in this matchup is not good either. Alright, harnessed lightning, I'm assuming. Opponent thought about harnessed lightning, that's for sure. Or bluffed harnessed lightning, of course. Alright, looks like a sweltering suns. Yep. The reeds. Those reeds. Alright. Fan bear. And Mome. Set up for my Lord of the Accursed next turn, which is probably going to get dealt with. We're just going to be out of gas here very quickly without having dealt much damage. Alright, opponent missing a land drop is good for us, that's for sure. And yep, I'd say we go for the Lord. Could get censored, could get probably just gonna get censored. Down with censorship. Alright, we've got a little bit of a clock going at least. Could just activate Shambling Vent here. I kind of like it against our opponent missing a land drop. I mean, in theory, they have harnessed lightning based on the way they tapped that one time. Yes, indeed. Could have actually fatal pushed the Shambling Vent to make it easier to bring back our Dread Wanderer. But right now, our only dead card is the Fatal Push. I suppose we actually probably should have Fatal Pushed our Shambling Vent, because there isn't really much beyond Fumarole. Here, since our opponent has 4 mana, they're very likely to Glimmer, so I'm gonna play out my Wayward Servant and just hope they don't find another Sweltering Suns, because I don't think playing safe is going to give us any shot. Alright, so now we can bring back Dread Wanderer next turn, probably. Alright. The control decks are incredibly predictable in this format. Not that to be still knowing you're gonna die to Glimmer does not help, does not stop you from dying to Glimmer. Sure thing. Oh, I should have fatal pushed there. It would have also denied an energy, not that that would matter. Could have Shambling Vented, but I think the Dread Wanderer is a bit better. Well, let's get Heck Bent first, so we can actually bring him back. Is getting disallowed? Classic use of disallow. I suppose anything to get up to Torrential Gear Hulk. Ooh, okay. Whenever you cast a zombie, so that doesn't work with this. On the other hand, this guy is pretty big. Unfortunately, we can't activate Shambling Vent. So I think I'm just going to attack with the Mummy. Tap down a Torrential Gear Hook. I mean, Colossus is pretty big. Alright. Let's go ahead and play it now, and then bring back our Dread Wanderer. Assuming this is getting countered now, considering our opponent was willing to disallow this trigger. Huh. Maybe I'm too pessimistic. I mean, this guy's big. Mummy. Alright, suddenly things are looking pretty good. Not sure how or why, but I'll take it. I mean, Harness Lightning still kills this, but at this point, Torrential Gear Hulk isn't even enough to save our opponent. Since they would presumably Harness Lightning this, and then we tap down the Gear Hulk and win. I mean, we also have Fatal Push for Wandering Fumarole, but any sort of Wandering Fumarole activation is... we're gonna beat that anyways. Should have played by land though, just in case. Opponent calculating like a beautiful mind. Is Torrential Gear Hulk enough? Nay, it is not. Nay, it is not. Alright, so I think we should assume our opponent has Thing in the Ice. And leave in some amount of Fatal Pushes. Probably a lot, because we have so many cards that are bad against control. I mean, we could in theory leave in Dark Salvation for Thing in the Ice, but I would prefer to have the reliable Fatal Push, I would say. Fanbear isn't terrible, as we saw as well. I mean, 4 Fatal Push might be a lot, especially if our opponent just doesn't bring in Thing in the Ice. We could actually split it up a bit, because Grasp is better against Torrential Gearhulk. And still deals with Thing in the Ice, assuming we aren't mana screwed. Let's go like that. Alright. Good hand. I mean, not amazing, but have stuff. Hopefully our opponent does have Thing in the Ice, considering we have this very useless removal spell otherwise. Thing in the Ice. Thing in the Ice. Would be real nice. Alright, opponent actually played Thing in the Ice. Feels good, man. Fatal Pushing it now. Yeah, Thing in the Ice is probably just way too scary to not do this now. If we get disallowed on our Fatal Push, we would probably just be losing. And losing is bad. Here I'm going to play around Censor just a little bit. Just a little bit. Scattered. Sure. Not sure what that is. Alright, 1 blue makes a lot more sense. And did have Censor. I mean, that might mean another Censor, but pretty sure we're getting too far behind to not be playing 2 things. Though our opponent does only have 4 cards. Zombie. And at this point, honestly, trading a Censor for anything is completely fine, since them cycling is probably just about as bad as us losing something. Alright. So our opponent, if our opponent's hand is bad, we still have a shot, because ours isn't great. Hopefully yeah, this is Glimmer looking for land. Bottom. Bottom top, so yeah. And we're not really near lethal yet. So, looking bad, looking bad. Not enough pressure. Alright. If opponent misses a land drop, that's pretty good. I think we're just going all in. This is bad against pretty much anything Sweltering Sun. If our opponent was slow rolling the Sweltering Sun, again, I don't think we should be playing conservatively here. I mean, if this is Glimmer, that's amazing for us, I would say. Because we're actually immune. Oh my goodness, what is this? 2 damage, return that. Alright. That was brutal. There goes everything. Just playing it now. I mean, this still isn't quite a concession. It's pretty much a concession, though. Alright, that is a concession. On the play, I think I'll care a little bit less about Thing in the Ice. We'll side out 1 push. Plus our opponent saw we had pushes, so might not have 4 things in the ice. Okay. Good enough, I say. Just go for a quick cheese win with our pump. Quick cheese win. Ooh, Plague Belcher. Don't hate that. So, Thing in the Ice, sure. I think we start by attacking. I assume he'll block and I'll just kill his Thing in the Ice. Seems pretty good. Didn't even need Fatal Push. I mean, Plague Belcher's pretty big. Pretty punishing whenever a zombie dies. I think I start by transgressing, though, to see what is in our opponent's hand, since we drew Dread Wanderer, which is quite good. Countering. I mean, I'm playing this Dread Wanderer, if this is any sort of counter. The pressure is real. Alright, if we don't get sweltered, we should be good here, I'd say. this is pretty good pressure. Alright, start with an attack, then we can Plague Vulture, belch off something. Oh my goodness. Goodness gracious. Alright, keep up the pressure. I mean, if our opponent's plan is to Glimmer, that's not going to work since they'll be at 1. Not going to work very well. Sensor scattered. Alright, Swelter in Sun definitely still saves them now. If they don't have it though, they're pretty much done. Got him. Wow. Dodged the Sweltering Sun. Nice. Had the good pressure. I mean, it would be nice if we had more good zombie pressure against Control rather than Fanbear in the future.